Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have my incredible husband here with me. This video specifically is going to be about Dalton's oral surgery. He had a few teeth extracted and I wanted to interview him a little bit and let him talk about it. I'm going to upload some clips as well with the actual footage from the day of his surgery as well as the following day, etc. Just some things that he ate and his status. We hope that this video is helpful for you guys if you're going into any type of oral surgery or just braces in general, expectations, things to look forward to or to not look forward to. Just talk a little bit about your surgery, why you had it, that kind of thing.
I was born with 3 wisdom teeth, so I had the 2 up top and then I had 1 in the back, and they all came in last year. I also had an impacted tooth that you could only see if you're looking at an x-ray up here. Wasn't causing any problems but could in the future. The dentist recommended that I go see an oral surgeon and get them removed, and the orthodontist recommended the same thing, and so we went and got those teeth removed.
So how was it whenever you were maybe the night before surgery, the morning of, about to go into surgery? Like, how did you feel? What did they do when you first got there? Walk them through maybe like what it was like for you, the steps, all that kind of stuff.
I'd never had a surgery. Truthfully, I mean, maybe I was a bit nervous, but I just trusted that, this surgeon goes and does these surgeries every day, all day, and it's just a tooth. Surely, it's not like something's going to go wrong. Was a little bit nervous, but mostly just excited to get it done with. Showed up to the surgery center. Got checked in, basically, like whenever it came down to actually having surgery, I laid down on the table and I was just chatting up with the nurses, and I was, just telling them, like, hey, imagine doing this 100 years ago or 200 years ago. They're like, wow, I can't even imagine. So for this upper one, he had to actually go through the roof of my mouth and pull the tooth out. I laid down and, next thing you know, I wake up. And that was it. It was wild. It was like they put an IV in my arm. They said, this is going to pinch a little. IV went in my arm. I don't remember really much after that, except I woke up immediately. I was done. And I was blown away. It was wild. It was like I was transported into the future. And then...
That's a good way to put it.
And my mouth was just like, my whole face, this whole bottom half of my face was just numb. And my mouth was filled with blood. And they're putting gauze pads in my mouth. And they put me in a wheelchair and wheeled me out to the car. She was waiting on me.
I unfortunately don't have a video of him coming out in the wheelchair because honestly I was a little shocked. Like, I just was caught in just a trance, I guess, because I had never seen like my significant other in such a vulnerable state. It was a little sad at first, honestly, but I was like, okay, he's fine. But it was just so different seeing him like completely out of it. But then I finally got some footage once we were all in the car after the lady was like giving me all the instructions, which, by the way, for those of you who are having an oral surgery, make sure that whoever is picking you up and dropping you off or just staying in the parking lot waiting till you're finished, make sure that person is well equipped in terms of following instructions, because this lady was going 100 miles an hour telling me all of the do's and don'ts, and it was overwhelming, I'll be honest. Thankfully they had a little printout in my packet or in his packet that was very helpful, but it was a little overwhelming at first because she was just going crazy with all these instructions, and I was just like, okay, thanks.
This is for the vlog. Welcome back to our channel. I feel great, honestly. Yeah? My mouth kind of hurts. It's like 1 minute I laid down in the chair, the next minute I woke up, and I was just done. Wow. Everybody was moving a bunch and pulling things off me, and... Whew, but I'm here. So you just got out? Fresh out the pen. Fresh out the pen. Well, you're doing great, babe.
Ready to go run 10 miles?
Oh.
Yeah, you said you wanted to go run 10 miles after this.
I need...
After a quick nap.
I need something to make my head not hurt.
Okay, I'll help you. I love ya.
I love you.
Tell the camera bye. Deuces.
Bye. We get home and immediately you're hungry. You hadn't eaten all morning, all that kind of stuff. So what was our go-to for you?
Smoothies, largely. And the surgery was 1 week ago today when we recorded this video. And out of the past 7 days, I've probably ate, probably 50% of my meals have been smoothies, and the other 40% have been like eggs. And then like 10%, like I ate a slice of pizza on New Year's Day, which was, it made my mouth bleed.
That was complicated.
it was like too rough for me, and just other foods that I've tried that didn't really work very well.
It was honestly quite funny seeing him eat the smoothies for the first couple hours because he was so numb. It was just like getting all over his chin and on his shirt.
I couldn't even feel it.
I know. So I also have some clips that I'll insert. So you're gonna watch him make a fool of himself.
I was like an adult baby, you know,
Literally.
dripping down my chin. I couldn't tell. I couldn't feel it. Like it is a cold smoothie, but you know, the anesthesia and stuff.
We went straight to the pharmacy because I had to pick up some medicines for him. He had multiple pain medicines. He had a nausea medicine in case he needed it. He had
Never needed it.
the antibiotic, and then also like an oral, like I think it was that antibacterial mouthwash that he was supposed to be using like the day after surgery, and they gave us a ton of instructions on what to do, when to do, all that kind of stuff. It actually helped me tremendously because I kept a medicine log for him with like the day he was taking it, what he was taking, the amount of, if it was like ×2 or whatever, and then also like the time. And so that was super, super helpful for me whenever I was administering him the medicine to make sure he was not taking too much or that he was on track with his pain meds, because for a while he couldn't really feel much anyways, but I knew that as soon as that started to wear off, that he was going to feel it. So I wanted to make sure he had some type of pain medicine in his system. So it was really cool because I felt like I was, you know, I was just like his personal assistant for a while.
She was a nurse.
I was his nurse, like for sure. Helping him through it, running around, getting him smoothies, taking his orders. But it was sweet. Like I'm glad that I was able to be here for you because you needed it. I think through this past week, having to make you smoothies and try them, like I actually found a newfound love for smoothies.
Good.
Because before that, it's like I just couldn't convince myself to just make it because I would rather have regular food. But unless it was from Smoothie King, their Angel Food, I think it's called Angel Food. Yeah, Angel Food smoothie is amazing. And we found out that the, what is it called? The Hulk, the Chocolate Hulk. So good. Okay, the last thing that I want to talk about, just because I think that it's super important, especially for you, because you are very athletic, you know, you're an athlete and you work out frequently, and so having to be down for maybe, I think like a couple days, but then getting back into it,
yeah.
And just like your recovery in that sense.
Yeah, so I didn't work out the day of the surgery. Obviously, I had the surgery at like 7 in the morning. And New Year's Eve, I took the whole next day off, and they told me, you know, at least give it 24 hours because it can create blood clots, and blood clots, you know, can either...
No bueno.
It's just not good. And I didn't really feel like it the day of. Like, I don't know if I just couldn't have.
You couldn't have.
I mean, I could have, but I didn't want to.
I was not letting him. He could not. I would not let him.
This is another update. My mouth is perpetually bleeding. It's just like every time I take the gauze out, blood.
It'll go away eventually. Here.
But they did just, you know, take a tooth out from pretty much one from like up here and one a wisdom tooth out. So I guess c'est la vie.
Surgery on Friday, took all Saturday off, and then I worked out twice on Sunday.
Very lightly though.
Lighter, because I started a challenge where I'm working out twice a day and worked out every day since. And so at first I would feel it. I would feel my heart beating in both the places where I had teeth removed. Just took a few days, but was right back at it. And yeah.
Going strong.
Since my surgery, I've worked out. That was 1 week ago today I've worked out. This will be the 6th day in a row.
Well, is there anything else that you want to share that you think would be helpful? Maybe some tips and tricks for someone that, you know, is going into a surgery. Maybe they're not sure what to expect in whatever way, like just some mindset or encouragement, whatever you want to leave them with.
Yeah, don't overthink it. One, if you're going to get a tooth removed, find somebody you trust and find them through somebody you trust, right? The power of a referral. It was super cool. The surgeon came in and he prayed over me beforehand, and it was just like he was a really wholesome guy, and so I felt very confident in him and his abilities, and was asking him about, he was a surgeon back in the military, so I was asking him about his history, and he was telling me just about some of the different surgeries he had performed. Unbelievable types of surgeries.
Shout out to all our veterans, because you guys are the real deal. Thank you for your service. We appreciate you.
2, I would recommend going to the surgeon. If you have stitches, go back to the hospital to get them removed.
Or wait until your appointment date is to remove them by yourself if you want, but your appointment's not until the 12th.
Yeah, I removed mine about a week soon. Last night, actually, I got kind of impatient. I could feel them on the roof of my mouth. I started off just wanting to kind of trim one off so it wasn't so like I couldn't feel it as much, and the next thing you know, I'm removing all of them, and I'm sleeping with a gauze pad again in my mouth because a lot of bleeding occurred. And in hindsight, I would have waited, and I probably still would have tried it again, right? But I would have waited to do it until you know, the date which it's supposed to be healed. Just do it. Just get it done, and it's done. And and I wouldn't think a lot on it, because there's so much information on the web. How do I know what to trust on the web when I'm reading information about specific scenarios? Why not just go to a professional and say, hey, what do you think?
Okay, cool. So that's all we have for this video, you guys. We really hope that you enjoyed it. And if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to list them below in the comments. I will make sure that they get answered. We hope that you have a wonderful day or night wherever you may be, and we'll see you later, guys.